bear with me. This is not, it might start out sounding kind of morbid, but just hang in there. I came from a huge extended family, a whole lot on both sides. And so our big get-togethers over the years were funerals. And we went to a lot of them. And it was something you didn't miss. And so now, at my age, I have to say that out loud, all my aunts and uncles on both sides are gone. So now it's our generation, and that's a little scary. But I remember at my Aunt Sharon's funeral, she was the aunt that was always really cool and could you make you laugh. And my cousin Chester was sitting beside me, and we got in trouble because we were laughing at her funeral. And then we were kind of like, well, but she wouldn't mind. I don't care what they think. And I just remember a lot. And then it was maybe a decade later that my Chester Allen was the first cousin that passed away. And when he died and we were together, and it was just a whole different vibe at that one. And so then it got to, and this sounds weird, it's gotten me, there's been some things lately too, where I was at a funeral of a friend and his wife was in the hospital, so she couldn't even come to her own husband's funeral, and he was a year younger than me. So I've kind of been mulling around death. I don't know why, I don't want it to sound, but I'm older, and like the last couple months of this last year, every time I took a test for something, I flunked. And I'm like, my hearing test flunked, my sugar test flunked, this, every test I flunked. And I'm like, so Lord, what are you keeping me here for? And I know that was a really stupid question, but then I look at my family, and my sister, she passed away pretty young. She had MS, and so she passed away from complications from MS. But and kind of I look at them, and then my parents passed away. They were married like 60 years, and they passed away like 10 weeks apart. And so, and then my brother, he passed away a couple years after them. He had lupus, so he passed away from symptoms of that. So I'm thinking every time I flunk a test, what's going to happen to me? But then I look at that, and I think it's not as much how they lived. I mean, they did. They lived. They each had their own special place in this world. But it was with the dignity and the strength that they lived their life up to the last day that they and so this is going to be short, but I look at everything I've been through, and I've never been shot, but I've had literal shots, and I've had physical stuff and abuse, and there's all that stuff, but I've had adventures, and I've met some people all over the world. I had a job where I got to travel a lot, and I know I'm one of those people that people hate because I talk to the person sitting beside me on the airplane when they want to read, but I have met some awesome people, and just like the family that you had working all over the world, it was just really cool. So I look at that, and then I look at where I'm at now because I'm in another transition. And my life is changing, and so things that I was involved with for 50 years, I'm not involved with anymore. And so, now what do I do? And so, last month, I told you, tonight when I leave here, I will go find out if I made the nomination to be mayor, run for mayor of Manchester Borough, just a little place. So, because they'll hang it up at 9 o'clock, so by the time I get, and then I'm almost to the point where a huge dream is there's a little building on my property where I live that I'll soon be able to make it into an art studio. And that's not being creative has been, that's like the worst. It sucks everything out of your soul to me. And so that I'm really excited about. And just, I want to be able to live my life so that I can die with dignity and know that I was a service and a friend to everyone.